Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne Williams with Back to Earth Creations, and in today's live stream, we're gonna just hang out and do some crafting. I have some scrap wire that I've been saving up for like a long time, honestly, that I want to make some stuff out of and do some Q&A with y'all and just generally hang out and have a good time. We don't have any mail opening for today or anything like that. So hey Colleen, super kind of laid back. We're also doing a giveaway at probably the 45-minute mark. Hey Michelle, hey Zombie. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. Hey Star. Now I do have a couple of announcements. I want to go ahead and remind all of y'all who are our generous patrons to check and make sure that you're in the tier that you would like to be, because February starts our craft along kits for the craft crates. So yeah, Starlight, anytime. It was wonderful. Hola. Hey Hallie. But what was I saying? Yeah, be sure to check and make sure that you're in the tier that you would like to be in. That way, you'll get the chainmail or wire wrapping or random package that you're wanting to get. So that'll be really cool. Excuse me. Also, I'm going to start weekly. Holy crap! Thank you, Angela or Angel. Sorry. Oh my God, I can't even get names right. I panicked. Thank you. But I ordered me a heart box. Can't wait to see it. Right on, Leanne. but yeah, I'm gonna. You okay? Yep. Oh my God! Can you bring that in? Is that actually heart shaped?
I can make it heart
shaped. A little bit. I don't know. Okay, so we started. Damn, Nina.
Can I show it to him like this first?
We had a disaster this morning, and it's not that bad. I mean, so don't get excited.
Well.
It's pretty bad.
No, show them the side first.
Okay, so this is the back side.
This is cabs, guys.
These were cabochons that we were baking. It was our last batch of the last, can you bring the bin? Yeah. So they can see what they're supposed to look like? Put them in. Wasn't even the oven for 3 minutes. The time that it took for Randy to load the washing machine. But all the bubbling and burning, this many, they melted. I don't understand. These were what we were making. And also, same exact clay, same exact paint, same exact oven and temperature, everything. We made this many cabs successfully, and then the last batch went straight to...
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, use it as water or something. But
no,
I mean, it does terrible. It smells horrible. It smells like burnt plastic Oreos. But it's, oh my God, I was so disappointed, and it smoked the whole house up. I mean, it wasn't even in there for literally 3 to 5 minutes. Do you mind taking this from me, honey?
Yeah.
God, my hands stink like it now. Yeah.
But I got all that off in one piece.
You did. That's very good.
I'm pretty proud of that.
I don't know what went wrong. Jim wants it. Pull it out of the trash. We're sending it to Jim.
Jim, you don't want this, man.
If Jim wants it, Jim gets it.
Jim does not want this.
Randy says you don't want it. It really does. You don't gotta trick me anything for it, Jim. But if you could smell my hands, it smells like...
It smells like burnt Oreos.
Yeah. I don't know what Oreos you've been eating, though, honestly, honey. There it is. But yeah, so that's how our day has gone. Smell tube. No, actually, I'm super grateful that y'all can't smell, because sometimes it smells like farts in our house. Super duper farts.
It's the craziest thing.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of hairy mammals farting in our house all day long.
All day long.
How do you know what burnt Oreos smell like? Have you never, it's science. You gotta, at some point, just set everything on fire and eat it and be like, is this better over a campfire? But, thank you for doing that for me, Randy. But yeah, it burnt to the tray, so Randy had to go through and, just... So these things happen, and I don't know. I didn't do anything different. I really didn't. Oh, Jim says clear coat it and no more smell.
Yeah.
But it's polymer clay. Campfire Oreos rock, right? Okay, so what were we saying? I'm gonna start doing weekly listings on Etsy on Mondays. Like we're gonna, instead of posting like one item here or there throughout the week, I'm just gonna save it all up and post it all up on Mondays. Come on, brain. Actually, I'm gonna dump some coffee in my body. It's still quite hot. Oh, but it's good though. Oh, that's so good. Oh my gosh, you guys. Um, Zombie, you lost your job?
What?
Are you okay? Like, I'm hearing awake. Hey, patience. Oh no. Gosh. It'll be okay? Okay, let us know if there's anything, like, I don't know, I'll shake a chicken. Like, I'll be like, help Zombie get her job. Like, oh geez, 40 some coders let go. I'm really sorry to hear that. Gosh, that's the worst. Indeed and LinkedIn are awesome. Okay. Hey, Daniel. Oh my gosh, you guys. Raylene, hey from Oz, it's a great idea with Etsy listings. Sometimes they can take so long. Yeah, and okay, thank you for refocusing me. Well, congrats, Kelly. Some good in the midst of bad. But we're going to be posting on Mondays, so I wanted to show you guys what we do have up in our Etsy store that we're going to be kind of like clearing out. We, of course, have the I Want to Be Your Valentine. Hearts of cabochons, which this one's actually the one that's going to be given away in today's live stream. And it actually has some extra little doodads in it, but you'll get some resin and cabochon hearts, or not hearts, cabs, and we have those in a couple of different sizes. And then we also have, we get a lot of questions about how we store our inventory, and for conventions we store them in like tackle boxes for like fishing tackle boxes. Your eyebrows just made that so much more awesome. And it was already pretty awesome. Oh, well, thank you. I drew them on this morning because my eyebrows are blonde and don't show up on camera. And I look super creepy without eyebrows. Like, you guys, it's I'll get a picture one day of like no eyebrow Vaughn. Like, can you just kind of picture it with me? It's bad. When you do the giveaway, I just wanted to say that my 69th birthday is Saturday, and we do it randomly, you guys. We have no control, but we do wish you luck. May the odds ever be in your favor. But Voldemort Vaughn, right? Yeah, but and just tape my nose down or something. But this is how I store my Etsy inventory if it's small enough to fit into one of these. So we only have 4 rings left. We have a couple of our faux labradorite cabs. It's stinking dinking, isn't it? I really like these ones. That one's for sale. We have a couple of necklaces and stuff. But yeah, that's how I store my Etsy things. And I'll have them corresponding via like listing number.
It smells so bad, I locked the door.
Really? Have you made a tiara? I don't think you've got a tutorial on it yet. If not, you should do one. I've done circlets, but I haven't done like specific tiaras, though I did make a little tiara crown for Lauren for Christmas, and she really liked it. But yeah, I'll do a tutorial on that. Ooh, cheers, guys. I'm gonna clinky dink my coffee with you. Hashtag logos. Shameless self-promotion. Really though, this is pretty good coffee. Randy made it for me. Really? She pulls it off. I was supposed to have him. Oh no, Abby. I'm having it tomorrow. Oh goodness. Well, I hope you're all right, Abby. Have you made hair vine? I'm not sure what that is. Right, Izzy? It kind of is. How many people claim their winnings? Just about every one of them. There's like 2 people ever who haven't claimed it from last year. But back whenever we did our Patreon giveaways, before I found out it was against the rules, by Star. To enter the giveaway, Kimmy, you'll just leave a comment on Tuesday's live stream, whatever day Tuesday was, like the number. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's super helpful if you do the @ and the name. Come on, Vaughn. You can do this. You were doing so good putting thoughts together earlier today. Back whenever we did the Patreon giveaways, we just had it where if you signed up for Patreon, even if you were just a $1 pledger, like like, and what I mean by that is I don't want it to be like, oh, just $1, because those dollars add up and make a huge difference for us. But in the $1 tier, we don't ship anything off, but we still asked for your shipping address. That way we could, in the case of you winning, mail something off to you. But now that it's like anybody who leaves a comment on my Tuesday live streams gets into the hat to win in my Thursday giveaway. So it's like, you have to, like, if you comment, be prepared to send me an email with your mailing address. Hey, Sabrina. Okay, so I completed a thought. Yay. This is what I need right now. Today has been poop. Now it'll be less poop. Hey, Lindy. I'm so sorry about your poop day. Hair vines are hair jewelry. Right on. You know, I should totally make, I'm going to show you guys how to make a, and it's gone. A hair wrap. Jiminy Christmas. And I woke up at 7:30 today, and it was amazing. Like, I woke up before my alarm. I've been having a wonderful day. And then we get in here, and I'm just like, so give me a minute with some coffee.
Can you use acrylic paint to paint dragon eyes, or do you know if it mixes well with nail polish?
You can use acrylic paint with dragon eyes, and it does mix okay if you let the acrylic dry, like let them dry independently of each other, like do a nail polish layer, let it dry, do an acrylic layer, because the acrylic is water based and then the nail polish is not, so they don't really. Sean, that is such a weird question. Like it's so cloudy and rainy. I need sunshine, right, Tanya? I can't wait till the sun comes back. At least in my neck of the woods.
One doesn't wear shoes.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I wear house shoes. It's kind of, and hiking boots. Oh, do you use Square at your events? Do you connect Square to your Etsy? I didn't know that you could connect Square to your Etsy, but we do use Square at our events. Do you want love?
That's a thing?
I guess. La, la, la. All right, Kelly. Oh no, Michelle, I hope you get to. Are you feeling sick? I went on that tier Vaughn for a day. All those creative. No, well, honestly, Francois, I think it's because like I'll be saying something and then I'll see orange and be like, and get like super distracted. Got a guest on. I just finished my first dragon box. How do I protect it? Oh, a question. I used Sculpey clay. You can use some of the like hand brush on, like the Sculpey gloss, and then I think it's Blue Bottle Tree. They have an article on a bunch of really good products that are like not specifically for polymer clay, but that work really well on polymer clay. I can't remember the name specifically off the top of my head, but give it a good Google, and I think it's Bottle Tree was the name of the website. That's when anytime somebody like leaves a comment and asks that question, I Google it and go to their page and like either paraphrase or just send a link.
How do you come up with tutorial ideas? First asked not screaming, second asked screaming.
Oh, sorry if I missed comments. I literally have this much. Like, I can show you guys. Hey, Randy.
Yeah.
Can you bring me the hand mirror that's in the junk box on the piano bench?
A hand mirror on the junk box?
It's gray. Sorry, Hallie. But I want to give you guys a little perspective of, I found this in like the closet. But yeah, so whenever I'm streaming, this is what I get to see. I can only, oh my God, there's infinite hands. Okay, I can only see like this much at a time, and then it like fades, so I have to like click. Oops, nope. What did I do? So I'll like scroll, and if it scrolls, then it pauses it, and so I'll get like behind without realizing. Um, so it's really hard for me to keep up with comments.
Plus, when it scrolls, it tends to crash your app.
Yeah, if I get paused for too long, it crashes it. Okay, how do I come up with tutorial ideas? Honestly, a lot of the time it's from y'all requesting to like requesting, you know, hey, do a tutorial on this, or how do you do this technique, or oftentimes it'll be based on many of my wire wrapping tutorials that I've done that were like the art pieces were custom work for people, and I was like, hey, can I make a video of this? And they were like, yeah, I'd love to see how it's made. So, and then sometimes it'll just be like out of desperation can be pretty inspiring whenever you're like, oh my god, especially when I was doing a video a day, I was constantly like so much pressure. Pressure will turn coal into a diamond, so I was like, I hope I don't crack. Question about colors you can use with UV resin. What can we use? I honestly haven't had a lot of success with using colors with UV resin because if it's too opaque, like if it doesn't let enough light through, the UV resin doesn't cure. So often I'll do a layer of the UV resin, cure it, then apply the color. Sorry, I'm sloshing coffee. I'll do a layer of the UV resin, cure it, apply the alcohol ink or the paint or whatever it is that I'm going to be using, or the mica pigments, you know, you can kind of rub them on there, and then I'll do another layer on top of it and cure that. That way the color's in there, but it's not blocking the light flow. So now for regular like 2-part resin, I use anything that's not water-based because I got some really interesting results with like bubbling and stuff with using water-based, but it might have just been the type of resin that I was using. So Daniel, it's 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, so I think that's 3 o'clock Eastern. Or is it 1 o'clock? I don't know. Time is a construct. So I'm gonna make a hair wrap. Do what?
Roughly this time.
Roughly around this time, like 20 minutes earlier than right now is whenever I start. It's 3 Eastern. Okay, thanks, Sally. So I'm just gonna use a mandrel. This is the same way that I do adjustable finger rings for the most part.
It's 5 in Australia time, 5 in the morning.
Gross. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for tuning in from Australia. Okay, I'm gonna get this flipped around. There we are. And now I'm gonna get my chair up high enough that I can see what's going on. But yeah, I was cleaning up my work surface, and I've got all of these scrap bits of wire sitting about. I'm like, I need to do something with this. So we have our mandrel. Little finger rings. I'm an adult, right? And I think that's a little bit too big, so I'm going to do it on this one. Depending on the size of hair that you're wrapping, you'll want to use a mandrel that's a similar thickness for that. So the very basic concept of it is you want some little, you know, rings for it to go around your hair. I'm going to make a little piece of hair jewelry. I've seen these be used very effectively in gentlemen's beards and different braids and things. And I actually kind of like doing the spirals first, because that way you can hammer them and stuff and then shaping it around the mandrel. But there's about a million different ways that a person could go about doing this. It's Friday in Australia. It's the future in Australia right now. It's a good time. And instead of having them be completely centered, I am going to have them be a little offset from each other, because your hair is like squishy, kind of like it'll compact in on itself. So we're going to put it on the hair and then kind of twist it down, if that makes sense. So yeah, just a wee bitty little thing. And then how would we put this? Hey, Angela. Hey, Patricia. How's it going? Okay. Getting this turned back around. Let's see if I can't raise the tripod a bit. And then let's see. Let's find a bit of hair or a dread. I actually really like putting these on dreads because I think that's a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you, Rain Corey.
Hmm?
You inspired them enough that they started posting their stuff on Instagram.
Nice. Right on. Okay, so to put it in the hair, you could slide it in if it's a dread. But then you run into stuff like this where it kind of just grabs some hair and twist them in. So I'm going to open it up a little bit and I'm going to treat it kind of like a key ring. To where I just put a little bit of it through. I don't even know if you guys can see what's going on right now. I surely cannot. And then you just kind of corkscrew it around. So, can you see? um, and I actually like to use these to cover up the rubber bands that I use to hold my dreads in because I'm just a big fake hippie. They're just dread extensions, but I'm going to grip it up at the top spiral. It's a lot easier if you can see what you're doing. And just kind of twist it like you're wringing out a wash rag or something. Little beads hanging in your hair. Woo woo. And then I'll just take that and tuck it up in the rest of everything. Ta-da! More stuff in my hair. I will wear that for always. It'll make me think of y'all. All right, Aunt Angela. It's great for you to come in and join live. I like getting to interact with you guys. So.
Okay, Yvonne, can you make a video explaining how you went about actually finding events to vend at and the application process, and how far in advance you need to register for those events? I'm confused.
Instead of doing a video, I'll just answer right now for you. So, to find events in an area, what I'll do is whenever we moved here to Missouri, we didn't really know the area, but we knew we're like, okay, Tulsa, like we pick a 3-hour radius. Because you don't want to drive too far for a show that you've never tried. Brianna, I used 18 gauge wire. We typically don't want to drive too far for a show that we know nothing about. So like 3 hours is, I mean, it's a day trip, you know, like we don't have to add another day to the drive before we, I think it's standard wire gauge. I think. But we'll look at Google Maps, put on like a 3-hour radius, or for here it's 4. We can go to St. Louis. We can hit Tulsa's only like 2 hours away. We have Kansas City, we have Springfield, and then we have like Fayetteville, Arkansas area. And so we'll Google, let's just say, conventions in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So we do like Sci-Fi Con Tulsa, Oklahoma, in like, you know, if the convention has put their website together well enough with like the SEO and like tags and things, it'll come up, be like, hey, we're a convention in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it'll have the dates. And so I'll make like a master list of conventions that we find, you know, kind of chronologically a little bit. That way I can see if we can have 2 weekends that are back to back in the same direction, then we can go and hit one and then maybe either on the way back or go a little bit further, hit the other. That way we don't have to go and then come home and then go. But that's if you want to be like on the road for quite a long time. So just search within a radius of however far you're willing to travel and find the bigger cities, because they're more likely to have a comprehensive like Chamber of Commerce calendar that talks about the different events happening in the city, like for craft shows. That's the Chamber of Commerce. They'll usually have, you know, because some cities it's the Chamber of Commerce that puts on the craft shows. So you'll be able to kind of interact there. They'll usually have like across the top, there'll be like a dealers or a contact. You can either email them and be like, hello, I'm interested in being a vendor, and give them your contact information, as well as if you have pictures of your product. We used to go to Little Rock, but it's been a minute. YouTube keeps us pretty busy now, so we don't get to travel as much as we used to. But and you click and it'll ask for like name, business name, type of jewelry or type of product. Sometimes if they're juried, they'll have a place where you can put in pictures like JPEGs, of stuff. If it's on your phone, you can just attach it. Like that was whenever we first started this. We didn't have phones that could send emails, so that was very rare for people to have. So whereas nowadays we can almost just run our business off of the phone, with a very few exceptions that are very annoying sometimes because it's like Patreon will let me do all sorts of stuff except for a couple of very vital things from a phone. And then what was the third part of the question, honey?
I don't know. I already deleted it.
Okay, but I hope that gives you an idea, and it's going to be a little bit different depending on
Oh,
every
really in advance.
we try to plan a year to 6 months to a year in advance, because some of these shows, the good ones, fill up really fast, and so and if we can, we'll do a show and see if it was a good show. We'll be like, hey, can we pay for next year right now? And that way it's booked. It feels so good it's job security to know that a year from today I still have a job. So it's just surviving until I get there.
Okay, where can I find a jeweler's saw?
I got mine on Amazon. My jeweler's saw. Though honestly, I think I'd recommend one depending on the work that you're doing that is deeper. Like, because this one I can only go this far in from the edge of something, but I think for my purposes this will work out just fine. But I have it collapsed down so it'll fit in my desk nicely. But yeah, Amazon, and it came with its own blades and everything.
Hey, maybe it's because I'm older, but I don't understand the new tiers with Patreon. And how do I choose them?
Okay, to choose them, you'll go to the page, like our Patreon page. Sorry, I'm trying to picture it. And over, like on the right, there'll be join, become a patron, and then it'll have the different tiers that you can select on. And the $1 you get just like behind the scenes and like some different pictures and stuff, and the $5 you get more behind the scenes and like little mini tutorials. That all of our tutorials do end up on YouTube for free or open on the Instagram if it's a written one, like a short one, or on Etsy if it's a big written one. But $10 gets our digital download content, which is all of my digital templates that I sell on my Etsy, as well as all the photos from our photo shoots. And then at the $20 tier, that's where it starts being the new way that we're doing it is a little bit more streamlined, where we have a $20 wire wrapping tier, a $20 chainmail tier, and a $20 dealer's choice, I think is what we're calling it, where sometimes you'll get wire wrapping, sometimes you'll get chainmail. For the people who were in our combo tier prior to these changes, that's the tier that I recommend for you. Because that way, like, instead of getting both kinds of materials each month, you'll get them kind of alternately. Um, oh, really? That's the worst. A jeweler's self frame is no good if you don't have blades. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And then the $30 tier, you get the same stuff that's in the $20 tier, but more. Same for 40 and same for 50. Now for the $50 tier, you actually get like all the regular like craft along kit, as well as one of the kits off of our Etsy. So like for our bobble wrap tutorial and different things. So it's kind of like double deal. But hopefully that helps. It's Patreon isn't particularly user friendly, like, and I don't know how to, because as a content creator on Patreon, my user interface is different from if I were uh just pledging to folks. Like it's and so I don't know how to help you guys like to post pictures and stuff. I'm like I just use it. I don't like know how to use it. So I'm sorry I can't be more helpful to you. Have you ever thought about doing a group of videos on the in and outs of running a craft business? Hey, Rancor. We've done a couple, like on our pricing and inventory storage and booth setup and stuff, but and I try to answer questions live, but it's something that's so unique company to company. I mean that, like, other than like the very basics of like save all your receipts, keep your overhead as low as possible, it's go out there and make your art and, you know, like do your thing. That's the biggest part of having a craft business is doing your craft and just pursuing what makes you happy. I know it's like some hippie answer that's not very helpful, but when you're asked to make a custom piece, do you have the customer pay up front? Typically, we'll have them do a deposit of half. Um, just because a lot of these pieces, like if it's a custom leather costume or something, it's like $500 just in leather if they're running like one of our full pieces. So I'm like, I'm not buying the stuff for this and getting started, and then like we've been burnt a few times on that. And then if it's like a smaller piece of jewelry or a repeat client or something, like we'll let them pay. We'll just like sometimes we'll set up monthly payment plans or but in general, if you don't know the person and if it's a big project, take a deposit. It's good business practice. It keeps them committed, and it also uh, helps you keep your head above water as you keep having your right on, Barbara, as you keep having your business. Did I miss any questions, Randy?
How do you like your new desk?
I love my new desk. Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta show you guys my new desk. And I got a new light. Randy bought me a light for it. So, but my camera's kind of chunky, so it doesn't fit into so this is my new desk, but my camera's my phone, and it's a thick phone, like it's big. So I'll put it into the thing and it'll start like drooping really bad. So I need a more supportive tripod than that. But this has a little ring light. I'm gonna blind you guys for a sec. Teeny tiny version of boom, big one up there. But that little bit of light makes a big old difference. Cause like people compliment me like on my looks and stuff, which I think is very kind. But I'm like, a lot of this, you guys, is drawing on eyebrows and good lighting. Cause check this. Well, I don't really make much of a difference, did it? It makes me feel better about myself, I guess. So, but it does like it can help to have more like fill lights and stuff. So, any dapping in your near future? I hope so. But yeah, I was showing y'all my desk. And then we have the other desk behind us. That's my hot station. So like any soldering and stuff is going to be happening there. And then this is right. My dapping set was a very generous gift from my friend Bex here on YouTube. She is amazing and is probably just one of the most. She's so kind, and life just keeps throwing crap at her. So I'm like, I hope karma catches up with you because you deserve some good going on. Oh, that's good stuff. I do love coffee. I love tea too, though. I'm a all-inclusive hot drink drinker. But yeah, so this is. Let me zoom it out a bit more. There we go. Get it into frame.
Where do you find the time to do all the crafting that you do?
We work about a 10-hour day is how we find the time to do all the crafting that we do. Like not to be like, oh, we work so much, but I am a workaholic pretty badly. And so it's like I've tried setting hours for myself to be like, okay, we'll work these hours, have like a lunch break, and then work these hours, and then when I'm technically off the clock, I still craft. So, can we get a dub? Oh God, I just did that. Disc.
How much inventory do you recommend before you start putting it up on Etsy or Facebook?
It can help to have like 5 to 10 pieces minimum, honestly. If that's pretty daunting, it still doesn't hurt at all to put one item up, but I think you're going to get a better odds of sales if you post a couple of things. So that way, if you post one thing and it sells and other people go and look at your website and there's nothing else there, they're going to be like, but if you have, 5 to 10 things up, then people will go and be like, oh, I like that, but I really like this one, and they'll, kind of get that. So, but this is one of the drawers. And Jim had actually sent us these little organizers. I finally got them put together. I don't know what I'm gonna keep. know what I'm gonna keep in them yet, but they're very nice, except for when I throw them on the ground.
Any dapping in our near future?
Hopefully.
And that's what the dapping question was.
Gotcha.
You dapped for no reason.
No, well, I had read the dapping one too. Thank you, though, honey. But yeah, that's my calipers. Is that what it's called? Digital calipers. Yeah, digital calipers. Ooh, I snagged these from the stepdad. But and my jeweler's saw and its blades are in there. Hammering stuff as well as Renaissance wax and a couple of other things. Bare copper wire and more dapping stuff. I like my bench pins. It's good. It's a good thing. Okay. Coming back over here.
You already answered that one about the custom work.
Do what?
You already answered the question about the custom work.
I thought I had, yeah. Do you do custom pieces for clients? Do you have, yeah, Hallie, I had, oh, is that towards everybody else? Yeah, what are y'all's methods and stuff? Do you find that putting up sale signs turn people off or excite them about getting a bargain? I don't know. We've never really bothered with it much because Randy and I don't haggle. We try to not encourage haggling in our booth, mostly because we're not good at it. Like, and we're like, we priced it as low as we could. Yeah, Randy gets straight up insulted by it because he's like, we're not gonna be negative today, but he gets pretty pissed, and I can understand it because a lot of the times whenever we have somebody like haggling, you know, and we've in the past, like it'll be like a $20 bracelet, and you know, they'll be like, "What, can I get it for 10?" And we'll be like, "Nah, we can do it like for 15 because I think that's how you're supposed to haggle." They'll pay with a 50, and I'm like, I mean, I know it's just $5, but it's like, I know whenever we're worried about just having enough money to get home, it's like, guys, don't. So we don't put up sale signs. We don't do anything like that because we don't want to encourage people to try to, you know, haggle. And we kind of feel like if our work doesn't sell at this weekend's event, we still need inventory for next weekend's event. So
the reason I find it insulting is we have a good product. It's good quality stuff. I'm not gonna. You don't go to the gas station and say, "Hey, I'll give you 50 cents for gas instead."
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm a legitimate shop like everywhere else.
Yeah. I like Elizabeth's. I just raise my price when people try to haggle.
Oh, that's Sunday.
But no, and so we just we'll be like, oh no, thank you, and like laugh it off. But wrap thick wire around the post to stiffen it. Ooh, quite possibly. That's a really good idea.
She's a cold little kitty.
Ooh. She just left. Come here, Callie. Nope, she's gone. She's gonna go stress eat. Right? Point out in percentage how much of a discount they're asking for, and often that makes them realize what they're actually asking for. Yeah, I try to, if I go down I call it my dark path. Like if I go down my dark path of like trying to, because sometimes people will be reasonable, but sometimes they're not. And I'm like, I don't want to go on a bitching tirade and just show my ass. Like, so I'll just be pleasant because otherwise I'm a raging nasty person. So yeah, that's a lot of math for under stress for sure, Toshers. Angela says, would you be opposed to have some stone cabochons sent to you? And if not, which ones you prefer? I don't know. Like, I feel bad because I'm so spoiled, like you guys. So, I mean, I really appreciate when you send stuff, but I don't want to be like, yeah, send me stuff. But I've never met a rock that I didn't like, honestly. So, but, just whatever you send, like honestly, my favorite stones are, gosh, how long of a list do you want? Because I really like, like all rocks. But and if you'd like something exchanged, let me know. Because I always feel like, I'm sorry, I don't have anything to give back. I do. I have a lot of followers with very similar names. Yeah. Love Yourself says, I only charge $10 per hour plus 3 times the cost of each item going into a piece. When hagglers try to reduce the price, it has to come out of my hourly low rate. Yeah. And that's the handmade struggle, because it's one thing too for like junkers at flea markets and stuff, that it's like they didn't make it, like they might have paid like a little bit for it and they're trying to make their money back and then some, so that, or they could, everybody knows their own pricing better than anybody else, but whenever you're actually putting hours of time into something and it's a unique creation, or even if it's something like these earrings I've been working on are like pretty replicable, but I still had to hand make it. Like, it's not just something that I bought off of somebody else who bought it off of somebody else. And I mean, and I don't want to sound snooty about like, oh, handmade is so but it is kind of fancy. Like, oh, don't know, I'm talking weird. That can be a hard thing to battle with, Christy. She says, yeah, I got something in my eye. Crap, just a sec. Oh, hey, kitty. She came to visit us. Tripod's stuck. Okay, Callie, hey. Well, I'll move that. Will you distract them while I pick stuff out of my eyeball? Callie? Callie, don't ignore me. She doesn't speak English. No, straight up, something just jumped into my eye hole. And I completely forgot what the question was. Sorry. Okay, let me see.
How do you handle the work not feeling your work isn't good enough?
Right. A lot of it is I can feel how I feel all day long. That does not change that I have groceries to buy and bills to pay. And that has been such a motivator for, I've got to have the price be a little bit higher than what I feel like it needs to be, because my mood of the value of my work is fluctuating. My cost of living is not. So yeah. And not to be like, you just be quiet, other Vaughn. Like, it's business Vaughn time. I make all my own cabs, so some. Oh, right. Oh, that'd be so cool. Okay. Do you take your pets with you to the market? We do not. We are bad dog owners. Sam and Z are the worst behaved dogs we have ever met, because
No.
There's worse. They could be worse, but they are not well behaved, and we're not going to bring our barking, rude, pee on whatever they want dogs to somebody else's venue. Or it's like the people in the booths on either side of us didn't sign up to be next to a Borkin dog. Like, they're not service animals or anything, so it's we have a house sitter who comes and takes really good care of them, and the cats just don't travel well, quite frankly. Well, you don't. You rage pee every time we put you in the carrier. She's so pretty. I've made lots of items, and when someone asks for 2 of the same, I have to tell them that nothing I make will ever look the same. This is why I don't make earrings. No, you could actually do earrings that are specifically mismatched. So that'd be pretty cool.
They're sisters, not twins.
Do what?
They're sisters, not twins.
Randy says they're sisters, not twins. I tried to do a show with my sister's boyfriend's mom's dog.
Wait, what?
Tasha says she tried to do a show with her sister's boyfriend's mom's dog. And it was not fun. Yeah, there's so much other stuff going on. I feel like a pet isn't an accessory to my existence, and I don't want to stress them out as much as possible. Or I want them to be in as little stress as possible. So when we're gone, they're still stressed out because they're like, my human, or at least they act like happy to see us when we get back, so we presume. But at least they're at home in a familiar environment. I'd be devastated if we got into a car wreck and our animals got hurt, because it's like they don't really, know what they're signing up for, maybe. Oh, Penny! Rage peeing. What chairs do you guys use? I'm in the market for a chair for my crafting area. I snagged this one from my mom ages ago, and I really like it, but then also I was gifted a chair off of Amazon recently. It's amazing. I recommend chairs that I don't know, I'm a nest builder, so like I'll block myself in, but I like chairs where the arms either it doesn't have arms because I get snagged on things when I turn, or they can be raised. And sometimes that pushes the price point of the chair up a little bit, but it's nice to be able to raise the arms because that way if I want to sit back or like sit cross-legged or something, I don't have to worry about like my knees hitting these like things because I'm a bit wider person and I would get bruises on the sides of my thighs from sitting in a computer chair that had fixed arms. And I also recommend stuff that breathes because if you're sitting a lot and if it gets like hot, you're gonna get like sweaty. And so I like stuff that is a mesh back. So should I have any sort of guarantee on my work? Like if something went wrong and a piece broke, I could remake or replace it.
That's a personal question.
That's entirely up to you. What Randy and I do is we do a lifetime repair warranty on all of our work. And because and typically like if we bought a charm on like Amazon or something or from Hobby Lobby or whatever, and it breaks, there's not a whole lot we can do about that, but we can work with the client to be like and let them know, I'm sorry I can't replace this part, but what if I put in something different? Or and just usually they're very kind and friendly and will work with us to help make their piece wearable again. But if it's things like a chain breaking or a finger ring needing resized, yeah, we do that stuff. We feel like y'all are investing your money in something that is pretty much a luxury. So yeah, if you ever need it resized or repaired or resized, we're here for you. And in over 10 years, we've had like maybe 8 people actually come and get their stuff repaired. So I don't know if it's just not breaking or if they lost our contact info or if they're just like, meh, got my money out of it. But it's but whenever people are buying it, especially if it's a more expensive piece, it makes them feel a bit more comfortable about investing their money in us, through this purchase. So again, though, entirely up to you. I put some of my half Persian 3-in-1 bracelets for sale at $15. The people that run the store said people will pay $5. I told her I could bring kits for that price. Yeah, and sometimes it's just the venue. Like, people are going to be willing to pay more at a convention or a higher quality like arts and crafts show, because some craft shows can feel kind of flea markety, which is just a different client base than what you're typically going to get someplace at like a Ren Fair or a convention or a fine arts and crafts show. So like pieces that we were selling, it was like a large turquoise cabochon set in copper half Persian 3-in-1 with a 4-in-1 band all the way around. We were only selling for like 30 or $40. And at a flea market, somebody was like, I'll give you $5 for it. If that, was it in quarters? Randy, do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
But it was ridiculous. And I think the guy was just trying to be rude. But we made like $7 all day at that event. And then the next weekend we had a convention and necklace sold. Like the person didn't even bat an eye. So sometimes the venue that you're in, if people aren't in the frame of mind that they're getting something handmade, they'll see it and be like, well, jewelry at Walmart is $1. So how come I can't get it for $1? And be like, well, it has a different backstory than the jewelry at Walmart.
How do you display your bread and butter earrings?
We have the way we display our earrings is we have from Fire Mountain Gems, one of their rotating copper, it's like round, and we just put all the earrings through the earring holes. We like skip a hole in between. So it's not as full as it could be, but I feel like it makes it a little bit easier to shop. It's not quite so overwhelming. But yeah, just a rotating earring display. In the little rubber backs, keeps them from falling off of the rack. So whenever we pack down, we just slide it back into the box that the display came in, and then like pull it back out at the next show. Like we try to restock before we pack it away. Veronica says lots of people don't realize the work that goes into handmade jewelry. That is an understatement. That's actually part of why I started doing tutorials. Little bit spite driven, but also like I don't know, when somebody when somebody will walk through our booth, which is my livelihood, full of my life's work, me and my partner, you know, Randy's life work, and they're like, well, I could do that. And I'm like, if you can do this, that's amazing. I want to be your friend. I want to geek out with you because this stuff is hard. It's time consuming. It takes commitment and passion. And, you know, if you can do it, that's awesome. Why you got to be a jerk about it? And so I started doing videos to be like, if you're interested in learning, go here. Please get away from me. Which, sorry to anybody who was in our booth who I've said that to. It's not you, it's me probably, but also you should be nicer. This is why I don't have friends. But and then I discovered, I was like, man, I really like teaching. Like, I love it. Like, y'all inspire me so much to like just get excited about foundation techniques and, you know, stuff. So but yeah, so
do you have your handcrafted items at your local store that carries giftware?
we don't, because I'm really bad at like restocking and going by and getting the checks, and like the town that we're in does not get, unless it's like Christmas time, there's not a whole lot of local sales. There's like a couple things throughout the year that might boost local sales, but we do not have a good local economy for that. Giveaway time. The true point.
There's still more questions.
There is. Well, will you do the giveaway?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna stay sitting here and answering questions.
How do you display your bracelets without them walking away?
We have a tri-beam bar, I think is what it's called on Fire Mountain Gems, that to take the bracelet off, you have to actually pick up the whole bar of bracelets, which is cumbersome, but it keeps people from stealthily stealing things. And like if there's one in the middle, we just have to dig through and get the one off the middle, or like mess with the clasp or something. But it's just, we've got 2 of those, and then we have, it's a PVC pipe that Randy cut in half for me, and I covered with very thin leather, and then he had drilled holes, and I made like little wire hooks, and it'll hook onto that. So again, it's a little bit of a fiddly, difficult to get it off, but if somebody's wanting to buy it or try it on, they're willing to wait the like 5 seconds that it takes me knowing what I'm doing to get it off of there. Excuse me. Whereas somebody who's stealing it, like we had somebody be like, you know, pretend like they had accidentally snagged it, but I saw them grab it and like try, and it took like the display, made a scene. I had to go pick it up, but it proves our work is durable, and they didn't get to steal it. So I was like, pent up anger. Right on. Well, good luck to you, Tanya. Don't. Oh, thanks, love. Okay, have you put in the giveaway?
Uh-huh.
Ooh, have you pressed the button?
Nope.
You want me to come in there?
Nope.
Okay, let me unplug. We're gonna go do the giveaway now, guys. Excuse me.
Finally made it to a live stream. You got 6 minutes.
Yeah, well, we might hang out a little bit longer. We've got quite a few questions. Okay.
Say my name. Say my name.
Say my name. Say my name.
Oh yeah, that's a totally
Herp and
different.
derp and burp chirp.
Totally different way of interpreting.
Yeah. There's my Randy. He's the best. I like him.
164 people have commented on the list.
Okay.
So
You gonna click the button.
one out of 164 is gonna win.
We'd actually turn it. Yeah, you're fighting against 164 other people.
And right
They
here
can't
it
really
says,
see.
Start raffle and pick a random winner.
Yep, picking the random
Random.
winner. Click and start. Who the winner? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Who is it? Dark Rain. Oh my goodness, your Nil Jewelry Events is amazing. Congratulations on 14 years together. You guys deserve it so much. Well, congratulations, Dark. If you'll send me an email at Back to Earth Creation, I'll put bubble wrap in it before I ship it. It's super durable. Send me an email at backtoearthcreations@yahoo.com with your shipping address, and I'll get this shipped off to you just as soon as I can. So, thank you for getting a picture of that.
Well, yeah, that way I can cross-reference the days.
So I'm going to set this right there by you. No, I'll take it back in there.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
why are you going to leave that with me?
I don't know. Okay, back to more questions. What's the next question, Randy?
That was it.
I thought you said there was more questions.
Yeah, and then you answered.
Oh, okay. And we're back. Do you know of another Randy for me? I think the factory is out of production, and I don't have an affiliate link for where you can go and get your own Randy. But honestly, guys,
big separation and the companies is just.
but honestly, I feel like everybody can have a Randy because Randy and I met quite young. We went to high school together. We lived like a few streets over from each other. Rode the same school bus, but we didn't like really meet. Y'all can have a Randy. I want to buy. But we were so young whenever we met each other and hooked up, and but the person that I am now and the person that Randy is now, we are the result of investing in each other, like just unwavering his unwavering faith and confidence in me as a person and what I'm capable of has he's if I were a plant, he has given me all the light, all the water, all the nutrients that a plant could need to fully bloom and grow. And
this morning when I told you no.
Yeah, except for whenever he tells me no, and I throw little tantrums because I'm a giant friggin' infant. Apparently, I held it in though. I did pretty good. I'm just not used to getting told no by Randy. He's like, "No, we'll have to wait." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then Adult Vaughn was like, put on your big girl panties and we'll wait until next month for that. But nobody's perfect. We've had folks be like, "Oh, y'all don't know how lucky you are," and we're like, "Not gonna lie, we got very lucky. We got super lucky, but we've also worked really hard. We've been patient with each other. Um, Randy has been very enduring, um, like, and we've invested in each other, and we're very lucky that our investment paid off. But I believe in other people's abilities to grow as people and to um, it's awesome, and everybody's gonna have their different version of awesome. But I lucked out pretty good. Like he's cute and he's nice and I like him. Um, for my dreads, I got them from their faux dreads, actually made out of wool, which I really like because they're very lightweight and they're soft. They aren't itchy the way that a lot of the synth dreads like irritate my skin. Um, yeah, Christy, I'll show you how I make some of my own clasps. And I get them from Dreads Forest on Etsy. She also has a really cool Instagram where you can see like them in action. So, well, thanks, Naomi. Okay. The way that I make clasps, which I actually think I do have a tutorial on this, but I'll show you anyhow. Get in the camera, turned around. Click in the button. There we go. Beep boop. Come through. So yeah, we talked about Patreon, we talked about Etsy, we did giveaway winners. Excellent. So for my clasps, I recommend at least an 18 gauge. Closer to like 16 gauge would be quite good. Let me get this sorted. Oh, rainbow dreads would be so cool.
Stop taking custom work. You might have time to work on something for yourself.
I know. But yeah, I'll take as close to the end of the wire as I can, bend it around to make like a sharp shepherd's hook. And you can see I was gripping a little too hard. I got pretty excited. So it pinched the wire there. Hey, Laura, how's it going? We're still alive. We're still here.
Dark Rain was the winner.
Mm-hmm. And then just squeeze it down a little bit. Now, if you're using bare parawire, you could actually just ball the tip of this with a torch, and that would be really cool. And then you can come through, and I grab on the thickest part of my round nose pliers and do a little, or a bigger version of the loop that we just did, or the hook rather. And then You could do just a closed loop. Normally, though, I can bend it around.
That's a terrible thing to say.
What's that?
Why don't you be more like Randy?
Who? Me be more like you?
Yeah.
I tried to, and you made me start shaving my beard.
No.
Oh.
It is something that is said often in their house.
Oh, yeah, that's horrible. I know Randy's not the perfect way of being for everyone. He's just being his best Randy. So if you have like a Trevor or a Steve, like they don't need to be like Randy. Alan. They need to be the best them. Do you hammer them too? Typically, yes, but if you don't want to hammer them, like if you want the nice rounded look, just going through and even just squeezing with nylon jaw pliers or using a nylon headed hammer can do a lot to harden it up. That's how we do just about all of our clasps with no torches or anything, just nice little. And so you could take something like that and then it'll just hook. I mean, that's a pendant, but you kind of get the idea. And you can also squeeze it down just a little bit tighter. But I try to do nice, like not too much bigger than this because then it'll pull open more. Oh, that's a great way. Amy says I have the best for me. I have my paw, and I'd wish that on anyone. Someone who enhances their happiness. Oh, hey, Carol.
I need some inspiration on making heady wraps. I'm in a rut.
Right on.
Can you do a tutorial for that?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Heady wraps tutorial. Because I've been wanting to do more heady stuff too. Needing new nylon jaw pliers. Any recommendations? I really like the bead-along ones. They work even whenever the screw falls out. But Carol, I'm really sorry I've missed your questions.
I haven't been seeing them either.
Randy says he hasn't been seeing them either. I watch your wire wrapping all the time. I sit down autonomously, do 90s style wire wrapping. Right on. Go to Steve differently. No Randy. I'm not sure Steve got his name. Ida. Lana says, I want someone to geek out with. I don't know anyone who does wire work. I feel like I'm trying to reinvent the wheel. I need to be able to bounce my ideas off someone who cares. Right on. Honestly, there's a lot of really cool wire wrapping groups on Facebook that I don't get to participate in enough. But it's they're a great community of people. I think is it Nicole Hanna has the wire wrap, maybe. I don't remember the name of it. But check them out. They're great communities of people. That it's a great place to connect. Hey, Yvonne and Randy. Hey, Mind. Oh no, really? Every Tuesday and Thursday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, or if you're watching this live, approximately an hour and 3 minutes ago. So, Veronica says, when I polish my older pieces that haven't sold that are silver plated, the silver wears off. Is there a coating that can be used to prevent tarnishing? I know at least with Parawire, they're pre-coated to where they don't tarnish. And I've never had any problems with my silver-plated silver or silver-plated titanium colored like copper core Parawires tarnishing. Now, I used to get a kind of wire from Hobby Lobby. I can't remember what kind it was, but it was silver toned, but it would tarnish. And if you tried to like rub the tarnish off, it would just be like brassy on the inside. So I don't know, I stopped using that kind of wire because for very small amount more per spool, I was getting more wire and it was such much better quality. But possibly if there's no polymer clay in it, just like a spray acrylic sealer, maybe hopefully a non-yellowing kind for sure.
Well, as long as it's said in jest, I guess it's okay to say, why aren't you more like Randy?
Okay, yeah, as long as it's some polishing cloths, Joe, yeah, they do have anti-tarnish stuff in them. Yeah, I'm just a little 6-year-old woman out here waiting my turn. Aw, Carol. Well, we've got just a little bit left, so go ahead and post your questions if you can. Right on. Hey, Dragobot. She said, I enjoyed geeking out fabric with you for the few minutes I met you at a convention. It's fun to meet people who actually understand what I'm saying when I'm geeking out about that kind of stuff. It is. It's so nice. It's like finally meeting somebody who understands your dialect. Right on. Mine says, I actually just saw your story on Instagram and I was like, this stream, but I usually get the notification. I've started doing that. I've discovered Instagram has a thing called stories and I don't really know how to use them, so I'm messing about. Kitty wants outside, I guess. And so I'm going to try to post on Patreon and on Instagram that we're going live. So hopefully we don't have to rely so much on just YouTube for notifications. Nina. It's almost spring, so maybe you'll get a creative spark for a new cosplay. We actually have them making fairy wings next month. So I'm going to be adding fairy wings to my maple costume, and I want to do a purple dragon. So the spark is there. It's just, that was actually what Randy told me no about earlier, is he's like, we can't right now. Like, you're going to have to wait. And I was like, okay. Yeah, sorry, I can be pretty slow, George, but thank you. How's the garden going? Our ground's frozen. There's not a whole lot going on. It's just me playing with the chickens. I asked you a few minutes back if you and Randy were getting married, would you make your own wedding bands?
I sent her a message, but I guess she didn't see it.
Oh, Randy had replied in text, or he had written a reply, but he says,
and I said, oh Lord, no.
Oh, we're not?
No.
Right on. Randy and I actually don't really wear a lot of rings. We're constantly doing stuff with our hands, and rings will get snagged and things. But
I'm not gonna put this through that.
Right. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Randy's like a straight no, and I'm like, we'll see. Yeah, play with my bell, guys, to get those notifications. What? Lana says, what do you do with all of your little scrap wires? I'll make stuff like clasps, because it only takes just an inch or two. Actually, closer to 2. I'll also make bunches of little... I'll coil them up, practice making spirals. Like, I have a whole bunch of spirals just right here on my... There we are. Just right there that I've been making. That's what I was supposed to be working on today, but I've been answering questions, and that's fun, so I'm not going to stop. You know, yesterday it made me cry laughing by myself. I'm sad. Mind. Ooh, leather fairy and dragon wings. That sounds awesome, Rayling. I usually try to recycle what I have on hand when funds are low. I call it home shopping, right? And that's on my bare wire. I do actually save it in like an old crystal light container. And then I want to smelt it down, so. Do you make anything like that, maybe with wire weaving? Hey, Susan. I've done some bead caps. I actually have a tutorial up, I think, of how I like coiled wire and then made a bead cap out of it. But I want to revisit that because those ones can stretch out if they get snagged, and I want to revisit it and show how to make one where it's like stitched together, kind of. I think that'll be really cool.
I don't know. We've talked about it. I think we'd probably have like a convention wedding.
Yeah, that'd take like some lottery winnings or something.
Yeah.
But we'd want to put on like a con, like we're just like a big like get together at a hotel, and like everybody's invited, and we're gonna all just like hang out and like have a tabletop game room. Like there wouldn't be vendors or anything because all of our friends are vendors. We don't want to make them work for our wedding, but we're just like we just have a huge party and like probably play badminton. We'd have a badminton tournament. Prepare yourselves. Sorry, I'm way behind on the comments, so I'm just reading everybody being like, ring my bell. Do you know what you're going to teach in the craft crates? For February, and the thing is with the craft crates that I can't reiterate enough is with the materials that you're getting, you don't have to do the kit. Like, you can make whatever you like. There's going to be enough stuff in there that you can make quite a bit of different things. other than just the core concept. But for those of us who benefit from a little bit of structure and like, okay, make this, like, okay, I made that. February, I think we're going to do a fractal wrap, like the steampunk gear fractal wrap, as well as there'll be some other charms and cabs and stuff. And then for the chainmail kit, we're going to do a stretchy viper chain. So I think that'll be pretty cool. Again, all steampunk themed a little bit. Because I don't know why, but I associate steampunk with Valentine's Day. Oh, there's the kitty. And then every month it's going to be something different.
Sam, go to bed.
Jim. Featuring on straws. Okay, I would love a vampire themed masquerade style. Oh, that's so cool. Have you ever made dichroic glass? I haven't. I want to so bad. Like, I already am lusting over a kiln for glass fusing, and I've been watching tutorials and stuff. And so that's whenever we hit our next goal on Patreon. That's what I'm investing in, because I'd love to be able to send you guys in the craft crates instead of just the handmade polymer clay and resin. If I could send you fused glass, that would be so cool. Like, because then to see what y'all make with it, because it's, I don't know, I get kind of tired of my own jewelry sometimes. I want to see what you guys make. And so to get to make the cabs and then to send them off and see what you guys do with it, it brings me a lot of joy and inspiration. So I want to make fused glass. Begone, Daniel. That is so bad. Off to make elven ears from your video. Right on, Lannis. Well, thanks for joining us. Made your own Klingon costume. Right? Yeah, times change for sure. I need all the help I can get on mine. I have changed my mind so many times I'm lost. Right on. Okay, guys, it's
Are you going to have any of your wired elf ears on your Etsy?
hopefully. I need to restock my square wire actually, because I really prefer that for the elf ears. But hopefully, be patient with me. But I will keep that in mind as I get things posted up onto Etsy. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. We will see you guys in Saturday's tutorial. Be sure to check me out on Patreon. I'm not like pushing for pledges or anything like that, but you to just follow on Patreon, you'll get a lot more video notifications other than just relying on YouTube. So hopefully that'll work out. I hope y'all. Yeah, I've seen the microwave kilns, Naomi, but we'd have to get a new microwave. And I don't know if, like, we're actually worried about if this house will support the wiring for even just a regular kiln. So,
One more question.
yeah, one more question.
Do you have days where you have no inspiration or motivation to create more pieces?
Yup. I've got days where my creative meter is hardcore on 0, and that's the days that I throw stuff on the ground. No, let's try that again. Those are the days that I go through and I'll tidy up the loose ends on stuff, like things that it doesn't take a lot of creativity, but it gets my hands moving. It gets my mind maybe into the right place, and you just kind of let it flow around a little bit. Or I'll actually, once in a blue moon, take a day off. Which is really hard to not sit there and feel guilty through. But it happened yesterday. I took a milk bath. It was amazing. But I'll talk to y'all in my next video. But until then, guys, happy crafting. And thank you so much for everything. And bye, guys.